Good evening and welcome to the show that is Star Jumps for the Mind, Vitamins for the Vocabulary and a strong short black for the arithmetic. It's Letters and Numbers. I'm Richard Morecroft and there's a whole team to say hello to, starting with the friend to all numbers, Lily Serna.
Hi Richard.
Now Lily, do you have a special mathematical technique for picking your winner for the Melbourne Cup tomorrow?
It's very precise, long and rigorous, and I haven't actually finished yet, but it's basically based on the prettiest uniform, so...
A lot of solid mathematics behind that.
Yeah.
It's a big welcome now to the creatively cryptic David Astle. Hey Richard. So David, I know you're fascinated by all the equestrian activity, but what did you hear over the weekend?
I had a friend of mine who got in touch on the weekend and said, look, could you translate this for me? And what it is actually an academic text. I won't identify the course, but here is one sentence, and I defy anyone, either here in the studio or out there in TV land, to tell me what this means. The word theory is itself etymologically rooted in its diacritical opposition, not, as we may think, in praxis, to a program of practical measures taken toward a defined goal, but to a thesis, no less, understood as a resolutely subjective aspect of perception. Now, you should wake up, Richard.
My goodness, what a heavyweight collection of completely impenetrable words.
I suppose if the essence of this is to communicate, then possibly it fails.
I thought you communicated beautifully. Welcome, David. And to start the week, we have Friday's winner here to take on a brand new challenger. First up, our carryover champion, Ian Campbell-Fraser, a native title lawyer and public servant who took 6 months away from the city and watched life go by, often from the top of a camel. Welcome back, Ian. Now, what's this about seeing the world from the top of a camel? How did you get to spend so much time on top of camels?
Not long after I finished university, me and a couple of friends decided we'd travel around Australia. A great journey that a lot of people aspire to. I was based in Perth at the time, and we got as far as Broome, so we didn't even leave the state. And due to a strange combination of circumstances, my mates both returned to Perth and I was left in Broome with no money to keep going and no money to return home. And I had no choice but to spend 6 months on Cable Beach, probably Australia's most idyllic spot. And as many people know, there's plenty of camels there, and it's a great way to see the countryside.
Sounds like an awful obligation.
Oh, it was a terrible 6 months.
Well, we hope you won't have a terrible half hour here tonight.
Thank you, Richard.
Enjoy it. And ready to challenge Ian is Michael O'Neill, who's currently studying a Bachelor of Science degree in genetics and pharmacology. Welcome, Michael.
Hi, Richard.
Now, where do you hope that line of study eventually is going to take you?
I'm looking at hopefully doing some work on a particular disease, maybe cancer or some sort of mental illness, and hopefully finding a cure or a treatment for that.
Well, we look forward to your name at some time in the distant future being attached to a great cure.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, good luck with that and good luck tonight. Please welcome our two contestants, Ian Campbell-Fraser and Michael O'Neill. It is time for the first game of the week, the letters game. And Ian, you are our carryover champion. Start the week for us and please select some letters.
Thank you. I'll begin with a consonant, please.
Certainly. Let's begin this week with an S.
And another consonant.
P.
A vowel, please.
E.
Another vowel.
A.
A consonant.
B.
Another consonant.
No, I'll be
L.
fine.
A vowel, please.
I.
A vowel.
Kelly's got no idea
O.
either.
And a
Surprise
consonant.
parties for her.
And lastly, H.
Thank you, Lily. Our first 30 seconds for the week.
Kelly loves to skip for hours, even rains or showers. Rains or showers.
Well, first word of the week, Ian. How did you go?
I think I had a 7-letter word.
That certainly would be a great start. What about you, Michael?
I've only got 5.
What's your 5?
Shape.
And your 7, Ian?
Posable?
Posable. Now, that's a little bit of a challenging one, David. What do you think?
No, there's no listing here of posable, Ian, I'm afraid. I can't allow that. Taking us back to shape, Michael. You're in shape. You've got 5 points. Well played. Maybe after so much academia, I've developed phobias.
That's a very nice one as
Possible
well.
7, of course.
So, a 5-point start for Michael. Let's move straight on to our second letter game tonight. And Michael, it's your selection. Your first time to choose some letters.
Can I have a vowel, please?
You can. Let's start with an I.
And another vowel?
E.
And a consonant?
N.
Another consonant?
F.
Another consonant?
T.
A vowel?
O.
Another vowel?
U.
And a consonant?
Another T.
And one last consonant.
And lastly, R.
And here's the clock.
Surprise, surprise, you won't believe you'll find. Surprise, surprise, I can't believe my eyes.
So, Michael, how did your first letter selection work for you?
Not too bad though, I got 5.
5 for you, Ian.
6 for me, I think.
Let's go to your 5 first, Michael.
I had finer.
And yours, Ian?
I had nutter.
Nutter. Interesting colloquialism.
An interesting one. It does have the colloquial meaning, someone who is less than sensible, but it also has an agricultural meaning, meaning someone who collects nuts. So we'll take that option.
Much more literal.
And I found a 7 with fortune.
Thank you, David. But 6 points on this occasion for Ian, meaning our scores at the moment. Michael on 5, Ian just 1 point ahead on 6. And that word fortune just happens to be an anagram of the numbers 10 and 4. I think that's an omen to move straight into our next numbers game. So, Ian, would you make the first selection for us, please?
Thank you. I'll have 2 large numbers and 4 small numbers, please.
2 large and 4 small. Thanks, Ian.
Something's wrong with my
And
tractor.
our numbers are 5,
No, it's
8,
stopped.
1, and another 5. And the 2 large, 75 and 50. And the target to reach, 508.
Thank you, Lily. 30 seconds to get there.
No, it's stopped. Tractor stopped.
Well, Ian, was that much of a challenge?
Not too hard tonight, I think, Richard.
I didn't think so. So you're on 508?
508 for me.
What about you, Michael?
Me as well, 5.
Your pen went down very early indeed. Ian, take us through your method, please.
I started with
Everything
5
seems to be
plus
working.
5 for 10,
5 plus 5 is 10.
multiplied by 50 equals 500,
5 of 50 is 500.
plus the 8 is 508.
Add the 8, 508.
Very nicely on target, Ian. Michael, was your method the same?
Exactly the same.
Would you just confer with each other to verify that that was the case? Beautiful. Very straightforward and a great 10 points each for Ian and Michael. Our scores, Michael is on 15, Ian just 1 point ahead on 16. We are heading for our first break now. Your first word mix for the week, and it is Lim Saga. The clue this time, yet another place you will find letters. Back after the break.
Maybe it's not the engine. Maybe my tractor's out of petrol.